Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm super excited because we're going to talk about EF relationship by having a working example. The main feature of relational databases is relationships. Different relationship types control how the data and tables relate to one another. Establishing links between tables through relationships makes this database type unique. And knowing how relationships work helps broaden database modeling capabilities. A relational database implements three different types of relationships: one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. Since a country has normally just one capital city, the relation between country table and the capital table is a one-to-one relationship. An example of a one-to-many relationship is the connection between a mother and children. A mother can have many kids, but every child belongs to one mother only. A many-to-many relationship exists between books and authors. For example, a single book can have multiple authors. Likewise, a single author can have numerous books. And now, let's jump to Visual Studio and try all of these things in action. This is a simple minimal API project. In this project, I have already created a models folder which contains two simple C# class as my entities, taxpayer and tax record, but I will show you later. As you can see, we need a connection string in app settings and a data folder to create a DB context. Let's come back to the models. I have created both class in a same file to ease the job. As you can see, we have a taxpayer and tax record. Taxpayer has an ID column as primary key and a full name, and also tax record, which comes from another model. This means there is a one-to-one relation between these two models. Tax record is here. Till total tax paid, everything is so simple: a primary key, which is an auto-generated column, and tax code plus total tax paid itself. But to make a one-to-one relation, we have to add these two. First of all, the taxpayer ID, which is a foreign key from taxpayer, and it should be indicated by this attribute, plus a taxpayer class inside the tax record. This is the first way that we can follow to create a foreign key in another entity by data annotation. Now, we need a DB context. I have created a one-to-one app DB context. As you can see, I have two DB set to introduce my models and just some sample data to be able to test my endpoints later. It is time to make the one-to-one relationship by Fluent API instead of data annotation. So, I have added this piece of code to my DB context. Has one, and with one make a one-to-one relation between these two models. And then we set the foreign key by the has foreign key method. On delete for cascade delete behavior is totally optional. So now, we can remove this attribute and the relation is still fine. Until end of line 22 in program.cs, everything is just DB context and Swagger configurations. If the connection string and the rest of the project was correct, these two migration command would create the database for us. Let's have a look. It normally takes some time. The migration folder has been created. I have done this in the terminal, and then the DB has been created. You can see the DB in my SQL Server. Tables with seed data are fine. As you can see, I have created two simple endpoints to create and query against data. In the first one, I have used include link statement to make a kind of join in my query and fetch related data, since I have a one-to-one relationship in my DB context configuration. It's time to run the project, fire the get endpoint, and see how the JSON result includes the result of the one-to-one relationship. The data from taxpayer and tax record both would be fetched from the DB automatically. Let's try the post method and create a taxpayer. Even when I create a taxpayer, the result of creating the data has shown the result of a one-to-one relationship. After all of this, I have shown you the join by having SQL Profiler. Everything for introducing a simple one-to-one relationship is clear now.